Hey, what's going on? Keith from Trigger Happy. Going to take a look at the new Millennium Series pistol from Taurus. This is the Generation 2, updated from the old Millennium Pro PT-111. Still has the same number, PT-111, but they've definitely updated the gun, and I think it's still a pretty nice offering from Taurus. A lot of people's first gun was a Millennium Series pistol because it was small enough that it was concealable, but big enough and had enough firepower that it could serve as a home defense gun. And the kicker was it had a pretty good price point. A lot of times you'd find a Millennium Series gun for $300 or less. You're not going to find these guns probably for under $300, but it's not going to be a lot more. So, I think it still retains that value. One of the things I like, comes with two 12-round 9mm magazines. They're a double-stack design. So usually with double-stack guns, you'll find that you're going to have a lot of thickness in the gun. Not so on this particular gun. Definitely a thin profile. Not as thin as the PT-709 Slim from Taurus, because that's a single-stack gun. But you'll notice here it's kind of tapered on the slide. The grip is really thin for a double-stack gun. I think this gun is easily concealable. Yeah, it's chunky, it's kind of blocky, but compared to some other stuff that I know people conceal, I think this thing would be a breeze. They've updated kind of the grip texturing, grip panels. These are not removable, but there's definitely a nice texturing to the grip itself. Pretty much get a full grip on this gun. It does have kind of a pinky extended magazine, but definitely easy to get a hold of. Controls are pretty much set up for a right-handed shooter. Magazine release, which is a easily accessible button. Does have a manual safety. I like manual safeties, others don't, but it's really out of the way. It's low profile. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. Got a rail up front for any kind of accessory you want, which is nice because I think this gun can definitely serve as a home defense gun, so you might want to run a light or something on there. Adjustable sights, 3-dot pattern, pretty nice sights. They're pretty low profile, so they're not going to be snagging on your holster if you need to draw quickly. As far as the breakdown goes, Glock style breakdown. So if you're familiar with the Glock, this thing's going to break down the same way. Does have a trigger safety as well, kind of in the fashion of Glock or Springfield there also. The other thing I really like about these guns, and these are double action, single action guns. The trigger pull on these, you'll notice here there's a lot of bring up, but once you get all this brought up, boy is it a really light pull. It is a nice pull. I know this is kind of an issue here, but when you get it back here, this breaks so light, and it's a nice break. The double action is really not bad either. It's a dual strike gun, which you'll know from some of the other guns out there. If you get a light primer strike, something like that, just keep pulling, and it's gonna fire eventually, which I like. In a defensive situation where seconds count, you get a bad strike, just pull again, and it's probably going to go off. I like that, but you're really not going to use the double action aside from an issue like that. So this is a good trigger, and that's why I like this manual safety. I know it's a pain to some people, but I'm probably going to rock it with the safety on, just because I could see with that light of a pull, crazy stuff happens. So, but that's just me. One thing, the serrations on the side could be a little bit deeper, but boy, these are minor complaints there. I really, overall, I don't have a bad thing to say about this gun, especially when you're talking again. Sub $350. You're going to find it less than that pretty much everywhere, and I think that's a good deal on a gun like this that can serve so many purposes. So check it out, Millennium Series pistol, Generation 2. This one in 9mm. I think they are a great gun from Taurus. So if you're looking for your first gun, don't want to spend a lot of money, good option right here. We'll see you next time. Thanks again.